Diseñé a M3GAN para que no se sintiera sola. Te reconocerá como su principal usuaria. Así que pon los dedos ahí y di tu nombre.
¡Qué guay! Es una alucina, ¿verdad?
M3GAN, tu objetivo es proteger a Katie del dolor.
Hi Allison, I'm Carlos from Carrera, Spain. How are you?
Hi, I'm very good. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Well, congratulations on M3GAN. I would like to start talking about your character, about Gemma, because she's trying to take care of the little Katie, but also at the same time she's trying to develop the job of her life. So, how was your approach to the duality of this character?
It's a great question. I prepared for the roboticist, engineer, AI part of it by talking to a lot of women in that field and other people in the field, just because I know nothing about it. I can barely do normal, like, small math. I'm so bad at it. And so for me, the idea of playing someone who's brilliant in that way, I was like, okay, I have a lot of research to do. Of course, I didn't learn how to do any of it, but I got to understand the way her brain might work, the way she might make decisions, the way she looks at the world, which is very different from the way I look at the world. And then additionally, what was difficult for me, I love kids so much. I love interacting with them. I think it's so much fun. I've always wanted to be a mom. So that part of me is very strong, and it's the very weakest part of Gemma. So in some ways we are kind of opposite. So I had to, like, keep the maternal part quiet, keep it down, and then make louder the part of me that is in situations every once in a while where I just don't know how to handle it, and that is exactly how Gemma feels for most of this movie.
So you are the opposite.
A little bit, yeah.
But we have seen you in another terror hit, Get Out. Mm-hmm. So I would like to know, what do these stories or this type of stories attract you?
Well, it's a couple of things. I think horror thrillers, psychological thrillers as a genre allow you to talk about serious things, but not so serious that it feels like homework. You know, Get Out is a movie about race, which is about as serious a topic as we have, especially in the United States, where it's never stopped being a problem. But the way we talk about it kind of got broken over time, and it happens, and every once in a while the conversation starts up again because there's a new way of talking about it. And I thought that was my first movie ever, and it was also my first experience making a thriller, and I just thought how interesting that people seem to be able to deal with something so serious in a movie that's sometimes scary, has these funny moments, you know, they're cheering in the theater. Like, it sort of changed the way I thought about this whole genre, because I get very scared watching horror movies, so I don't watch a lot of them. And now as time goes on, I read these scripts, and the thriller scripts just have interesting subject matter, really interesting characters. The filmmakers get to kind of make their vision because it is a slightly experimental genre in that way. So I just keep coming back, not because I'm like, I only make horror movies, but because I think that the movies being made in this world are the most interesting, some of the most interesting right now.
Well, that's cool. And well, also, of course, the figure of the diabolic doll has been used many times in cinema, yes, from Chucky to Annabelle. So how did you work on M3GAN to make it different from all this movie?
Well, I just think that it's when James Wan and Akil Cooper had the idea of coming up with this movie, they said it's Terminator and Annabelle. That was kind of the way they thought about it. So I think that from the beginning, she was going to be this very unique hybrid of everything. And I think making her kind of super smart, super strong, but then making her look like this like beautiful young girl is a very twisted, bizarre concept. I hope she feels very new to people when they see the movie. I think she feels really fun and interesting. But the best part was when the trailer came out, it just seemed like people understood her without even seeing the movie. And they were making memes and they were doing her dance and stuff. And that was just such a delight because we thought, okay, they understand who M3GAN is and the movie hasn't even come out yet.
Oh, well, I think I'm done. So thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, likewise. Have a good one.
3, 4, 2 vulgares peleando. No dejaré que te hagan daño. La quiero.
M3GAN no es una persona, Katie.
No puedes decir eso.
Things that you can play with.